point. I have extra time to make a video today. Like, I have this chunk of time where I have the house to myself, and I keep thinking I have heaps of videos I want to make, but it seems I can only really focus on like making a specific video on specific topics. I can only do like one a day, and then after that, my brain just kind of goes like, cannot focus anymore. And yeah, so it's hard to think. Like, I do have these lists of things that I want to talk about or have written in the past that I wanted to talk about, but now I'm like, I'm not really sure what I wanted to say, and I'm not in the right mood for it. So for example, like the unsolicited advice thing, like I've got that written as a topic because, you know, obviously I've got a lot of mental health issues, and so every now and then someone will come along and be like, have you tried this and this, and it's just like, it's super annoying. And I wanted to make a video sort of like specifically addressing that. Maybe the idea was to like send it to people when they do that to me so that I don't have to reply, kind of like with the thing, you know, the people who doubt that I have schizoid personality disorder. You know, I made a post to send to people when they bring up the same tired old questions and criticisms and whatever. Maybe that's what I had in mind, but I didn't keep enough notes to tell future me, to tell now me what I wanted to say about that. And you know, it hasn't happened in a while, so I haven't been annoyed enough in a while to think about it again. So yeah, like, I do have lists of topics, and then there's like one that I've written down which just says depression dissociation, and I'm not really sure what past me meant by that. Maybe it's something to do with like this year my experience of depression has been a bit weird because like sometimes I would just be randomly crying. I mean, sometimes something would set it off, but sometimes I just feel really sad for no apparent reason, which is a thing that happens in depression. But then other times I just act like I was fine until I had another one of those moments. And maybe it's something to do with feeling a sense of disconnection from my own depression. I don't know if that's really a thing. Maybe it is. Maybe my brain compartmentalizes some of my issues, and so they're still there, but I'm not aware of it until it becomes too much. I don't know. But yeah, I didn't keep enough notes on it, and now I'm not feeling as depressed. Like, I think I'm doing better at the moment. Cross fingers, touch wood. Is anything made out of wood here anymore? Superstitious stuff that I don't believe in anyway. Yeah, but so if I'm doing a little bit better, maybe the topic of depression isn't that important, and so maybe it's harder for me to think about it. Like, if I'm not currently experiencing something, it can be hard to talk about it or talk about what past me thought about it. Other things that I've written, oh gosh, my lists of to-do stuff is all over the place. Someone asked me to make a video about types of dissociation, but I'm not sure if they mean like the dissociations that I experience or if they mean like in general. If it's in general though, there's plenty of other people who've made videos about types of dissociation, so why did they want me specifically to talk about that? And I haven't written any notes about what that was. One says a video on being half Japanese, I guess because there are things about my life that it took me ages to realize were weird and maybe not always appropriate for people to say to me, or, you know, whatever, but it's just like, it's been my life. Especially like, you know, I look more white, so, you know, when people find out I'm half Japanese, it's often a surprise, and, you know, the things that result from that. Yeah, okay, the 3 ways my sense of self, I've filmed that. I haven't edited it at the time of filming this, though, so you can see I'm still wearing the same clothes. Yeah, and then I have in comments, like, subscribe, and bear with me. I don't know if I was going to do something with that. Maybe it's something to do with this. And maybe that was going to be my catchphrase, except that, like, you know, it's hard for me to hold on to a single idea like that. Like, you know, I want to be changing. I'm not a very consistent person. I'm jumping from thing to thing all the time. And so those were the main things that I've written, like, you know, on the notes that are scattered around the place. But then I had like a folder as well, and then I had this other thing, YouTube to do. Oh, the discovery garden, my gardening diary is probably never going to happen. Oh, the free space 2 thing, eventually I'll get to that, I guess. Oh, there's things I wanted to cover, music I wanted to cover. Yeah, I'm just rambling about like videos that I was thinking of making. Um, yeah, something to do about bonsai. Um, oh, there were topics. I was gonna do like things about YouTubers that I watch, but I don't watch any of those YouTubers anymore, so it doesn't matter. Someone wanted me to show off my violin, and then I have like an even older list of like suggestions that people have given me, and there's one that was very detailed where they asked me a whole bunch of questions, and it looks like I never finished filling that in. Um, yeah. But no, there were songs that I wanted to cover, and I haven't done as much singing practice as I probably should. But yeah, no, I'm very chaotic as a YouTuber, and I think that makes it a bit confusing sometimes. And then another thing that's weird about YouTube is the way that I talk. Um, Sometimes it just feels weird, especially like I don't know, while I'm making the video and I'm watching myself, and maybe this is a depersonalization thing, like watching myself talk and make the videos and going into the YouTube talking to the camera mode, that feels weird. And then, yeah, sometimes editing and just the fact that I'm talking like this when most of the time I'm quiet, and the way my inner dialogue works, I think doesn't sound the same as the way that I'm speaking. And to be honest, like my sense of how I look doesn't always match up with the reality, and I think that's more of an issue in the mirror though. I think on video, I don't know, maybe while I'm making videos it doesn't bother me, or there's some level of distraction, but when I'm just looking in the mirror sometimes that's a bit odd. Yeah, anyway, so I have all this time to keep making videos today, and I just don't know, and I don't seem to be able to, um, yeah, I like anytime I sit down and think I've got a whole day to make videos, it seems I can only make one, like I can only really kind of half plan one, and then I go to like this where I'm like, what was I going to make the video about? And I mean, the day that I'm filming this, I'm going to do a live stream in the afternoon, and I'm like, oh my god, am I still going to have things to say? Is it enough time for my brain to reset? And like, I've got the dentist later today, and what's unusual about the way that I'm handling today is usually I can only manage one task a day, and then I feel like the rest of the day is a real, like, my brain's focused on this one task, and so it's hard for me to do things. But today I've already walked my dog, I've made a video already, I'm making this video now, I'm going to the dentist, I probably need to eat something at some point before that, and then I'm going to the dentist, and then I'm live streaming, and that's a lot in one day. Whereas sometimes if I have an appointment I can't focus on anything but that appointment. So I don't know what's changed. Why am I able to fit so much into today? Or is today just one of those days that's a little bit better, and then tomorrow I'm going to be really exhausted, and maybe I should have paced myself today better. So I don't know. It's confusing trying to figure out my brain and trying to plan my life, because I don't know what kind of a mood I'm going to be in. And then yeah, I can have these ideas like I want to do all this stuff, but then it doesn't pan out. I've actually also got to do some music stuff, because like I've got a friend that I'm working on some stuff with, and in the past week I think I've been maybe too distracted by doing YouTube more. Yeah, and oh my god, and I've got these books that I want to read, and I've got like there's poetry that I need to proofread, and then I've been working on merch. I finally want to get my face graphic on a t-shirt, and so I've actually ordered some, but it's going to take ages to get here. And then, I didn't watch Dexter last night because I spent so much time working on that. And now my brain is starting to think of video ideas, but I'm also like, my brain I think is a little bit tired of concentrating on a single topic and just wants to bounce around like I do in my live streams. So yeah, that's just a sort of directionless ramble, I guess. And I'll see you next time for whatever my brain comes up with. Yay!